Hello and welcome to History 12 here at Fresno City College. We'll be covering the period from 1877 to the present. I'm Dr. Eisinger. You can call me Dr. E if that's easier. Now before we get into the specifics of this class, let me introduce myself. Academia is my third career. Starting in the late 70s, I spent more than a dozen years in the radio broadcasting industry as a disc jockey, spending most of that time here in the Fresno metro market or over on the Central Coast. I also ran an internet radio station for about 8 or 9 years at the beginning of this century. Overlapping with both of these endeavors was a 2-decade-long career in the computer industry as a programmer, analyst, or software designer. I was 48 years old when I decided to return to school and finish my education. I had attended classes, sometimes full-time, sometimes part-time, in every decade since the early 1970s, but in 2004 I enrolled right here at Fresno City College, where I completed my second associate degrees, followed by a stint at Fresno State, where I completed 2 BAs, one in anthropology, one in history, and then I stayed there and I followed that up with an MA in history, also from CSU Fresno. After that, I went to UC Merced, where I completed a Ph.D. in world cultures and history, an interdisciplinary program where I focused on anthropology and history. It took me 34 years to complete my BA. I began taking classes in 1972 and completed my second associate's and both of my bachelor's degrees in 2007. I only mention this because some of you are so-called non-traditional students. So was I. If I can make it, so can you. In fact, one of the reasons I love teaching at Fresno City College is the diversity of my students. In addition to the diverse student body in terms of ethnicity, race, gender, or sexual orientation, I've had students as young as 15 and as old as in their 70s, and everything in between those two extremes. Over the years, I've also taught at West Hills Community College Lemoore, Merced College, Clovis Community College when it was Willow International, California State University Fresno, University of California Merced. I've taught upper and lower division history classes, including historical methods, upper and lower division anthropology classes, including theory, upper and lower division classes in African American history and California history, as well as lower division courses in Chicano studies, sociology, Native American topics, and others. As of right now, I currently teach lower division history courses here at Fresno City, and I teach upper division anthropology courses over at Fresno State. I want to just cover a few of the basics, some of the stuff you need to know. Our class starts on January 10th, 2018. Everything that's necessary for the class will be available online at that date. Normally what I do on the due dates on things is I turn everything on at the beginning of the semester, and then things shut off as their due dates come up. Course ends on May 11th. Since all assessment will be done online, we won't have an in-class final. This is a hybrid class. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And to get to Canvas, which is where you probably already are, but here's the login for that, and it's sccd.instructure.com. This is a hybrid class. We meet less than 50% online. We'll meet just over 50% face-to-face, which means since this is a Monday, Wednesday class, we will have a few Friday sessions, but very often on Friday we will reserve that time for you to work on your online assignments. So the class is officially scheduled both at 7 o'clock or at 8 o'clock, depending on which section you're enrolled in, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Both classes meet in SO 209. And as I said, it's hybrid. We will discuss the full breakdown at our first face-to-face meeting. And I expect that you're going to spend a total of about 6 to 9 hours every week, and this is combined in class and online. So you do get that extra time off to work on the online, but there's still more. Just as you would if it was in a face-to-face class, you would be doing additional homework, you would be doing additional reading outside of the class. So that's kind of how that part of the class is laid out. There are a couple places on campus that I want to direct you to if you need any assistance with logging on or getting into your email or getting into Canvas. Here's the URL for that. It's www.fresnocitycollege.edu/campus-life/technology.html. If you require any assistance from DSPS, or the Disabled Services Program and Services, Disabled Students Program and Services, if you need any help from DSPS, the Disabled Students Program and Services. Here is their URL, fresnocitycollege.edu/student-services, Disabled Students Program and Services, all with a dash between each word, /index.html. And finally, we have a number of atomic learning a series that we make available, including how not to plagiarize, reading comprehension strategies, and a number of those. And you'll be seeing some of that as the course unfolds. Some of it is built into the program, some of it is external, but it'll all be accessible to you. And if you want to go looking for it elsewhere, you could search at atomiclearning.com, and it'll give you a variety of options there. And finally, if you need to get a hold of me, best way is through email. Phones, often if I don't know the caller, I don't bother to answer, and I check messages somewhat infrequently. So the best thing to do is to email me. Those come directly to my phone. These are the two email addresses I would prefer you to use, michael.eisinger@fresnocitycollege.edu or meisinger@csufresno.edu. Those are the two that I check most readily, and those are the ones that I hope you will use. That's going to pretty much do it for this video. I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to the class, and I hope you do too. And let's kick this and make History 12 the best class you ever had.